Hello, welcome creepies to the crypt. For those of you who are just stumbling into the mortuary, I am Reanimate Her. And for those of you who already know me and are returning to your familiar haunt, thank you so very much for returning. I appreciate you. So we have tons of new information for you this week, and we're going to start off with our movies. We have information about Clive Barker. Yes, so now you know that he was in a lawsuit not that long ago, trying to obtain the rights to Hellraiser. Yes. Well, he has regained his rights. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that pretty friggin' amazing? So you know what that means. You know that there is going to be a television series. There's also a movie. Hello, Regal. How are you? How are you? So Clive Barker will be regaining his U.S. rights, United States rights to Hellraiser after the legal battle. Hello, Lucky Meat. How are you? So long story short, Barker recently sent a notice of termination to producers in an effort to regain the rights to his novella, The Hellbound Heart, and the horror classic it spawned, enacting the very same Copyright Act of 1976 that Victor Miller enacted in order to gain rights to the original Friday the 13th movie. Yeah, a win which is currently being contested by Scott Cunningham in court. I am doing great, Regal. I am doing great. I hope you are as well. It's Tuesday. New Nightmares is live. Are you home today or are you working? So how did it all work out for Clive Barker? We got the story for you from THR. This morning, Barker has successfully leveraged copyright law to recapture the American rights to the franchise. Barker will gain the United States rights to Hellraiser beginning December 19th, 2021, and will include rights to the underlying story and rights to the script for the 1987 film Hellraiser. Anything done with the franchise post-Hellraiser 1987 is not owned by Clive Barker, similar to the Friday the 13th situation. For starters, Barker has already, listen to how quick he has done this, he has already given approval to HBO Hellraiser series that he will be executive producer on. He's already given them the okay. So we definitely know December 2021 he gets his rights back. And then somewhere in 2022, we're going to have a Hellraiser series. You got 2 more hours? I hope those 2 hours go by really fast. But it's exciting because he one has the rights. 2, he's executive producer on a Hellraiser television series. So it's the original writer. Now, I know Clive has made some mistakes here and there in filmmaking, even some of his adaptations to television series, but I think this one will be good. Yeah, right, Riggs, right? There is also currently a Hellraiser movie being directed by David Bruckner from VHS, Soundboard, and The Ritual, written by Ben Collins, Luke Petrowski from Super Dark Times. We expect to have more information real soon, so I will make sure that I tell you guys here about the Clive Barker updates. Demonic, how are you? Yeah, we're going to have so remember a while back during a coffee chat of horrors, I was discussing, even a New Nightmares, I was discussing the lawsuit between Clive Barker gaining the rights for Hellraiser. Well, he won. Just today, hot off the friggin' presses, he has obtained the rights to Hellraiser. Only Hellraiser, the Hellbound Heart. Anything post Hellraiser he doesn't own. So he got the actual rights back to Hellraiser. He's already given the okay to HBO to do a television series on Hellraiser. Now, it's saving grace, it's HBO. I would be worried if this was like, CTV or what's the other channel? I can't remember the American channels, but it would be like on a regular television station, right? This, at least it's on HBO, and we know they can get away with a lot more than a normal television sitcom, right? So that's exciting news. Holy crap, how long was that? His battle wasn't that long. I think it was maybe about a year, if that. If that. The battle between Scott Cunningham and Victor Miller is basically going on the same thing. And that's been going on for years. I think since like early 2000s. Clive I think only put in, I don't quote me on it, but I think about a year, maybe a little bit more of a year between putting the paperwork in, court dates, COVID, that rigmarole. I am doing great, Demonic. For somebody who hasn't slept since, what's today? Tuesday? Haven't slept since, Sunday? I'm doing really good. Only like 1.5 cups of coffee. So, pretty fucking good. But I do have my water here. See, Regs? Oh, by the way, Regal, my cup broke. So the plastic part is off. Finally get to chat live instead of a VOD. Right? Well, I'm glad you're here, Regal. I'm glad you were able to catch us live. I know. I love this mug. This is Baphomet. And for those of you that don't know who Baphomet is, I received this mug from the Satanic Temple. Fuck Wi-Fi. I know, Wi-Fi sucks. So I have some really good news. If you're a Trauma fan, hold on, I need more water. If you're a Trauma fan, I have some really cool news. I'm a little on the fence because it's a reboot. And I like Trauma because it's independent. It's mainly 100% practical effects. And there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go in behind making a Trauma film. If you remember back on a couple Coffee Chat of Horrors ago, I spoke about Trauma, how Trauma was created. Uncle Lloyd Kaufman and Mr. Hertz were the creators of Trauma independent films, which was started back in the 1970s. And one of their most famous movies is The Toxic Avenger. Mr. Cootie! Hello! How are you? What you mean, ma'am? The no sleep or the Toxic Avenger? But the Toxic Avenger is getting a reboot. Now, I'm on the fence with this because the Toxic Avenger, if you've never seen it, this is a must-see Trauma film. You can rent it right here on YouTube. It is a must-see Trauma film. Well, it broke, but I'm still able to utilize it. It's just the outer shell broke on it, so yeah. I dropped it when I got the phone call on Friday night. I didn't mean to drop it, but it dropped in the excitement. But okay, Peter Dinklage is going to be starring in the legendary The Toxic Avenger reboot. Toxic Avenger reboot. Now, this is one of the most popular films besides Nukem High. Sorry. Trauma is finally getting big time with their reboot of Toxic Avenger being produced by Legendary Pictures. Obviously, it's not an independent like Trauma. The company is behind Godzilla, Jurassic Park, Crimson Peak, Krampus, Trick or Treat, and the forthcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, among many others. Now, the big breaking news ahead of the holiday season, as Deadline reports that Peter Dinklage from Games of Thrones, Knights of Battlesome, and is in talks to star in the legendary Toxic Avenger film, which will be directed by previously announced Macon Blair. The article doesn't say whether or not Dinklage is going to play Melvin. Melvin is the main character who turns into the Toxic Avenger. He could easily be playing the villain. We're not really sure, but Uncle Lloyd Kaufman and Mr. Hertz will produce alongside Legendary's Alex Garcia and Jay Heschenfelter. Now, again, I'm on the fence. I'm not sure how I'm going to like this, but we'll see. I will go in with no expectations. I love Trauma films, and I love Trauma films because, again, they're low budget, they're independent, 100% practical effects, and there's lots of tits and ass in them. Like, seriously, if you've never seen a Trauma film, you're missing out. But I do have a trailer for you. Now, unfortunately, not often, Regal, traumas do not have reboots. This, I think, I'd have to really do my research on it, but I think this is the first. I think. For those of you, my favorite trauma is Poltergeist Night of the Chicken Dead. From I think it was 2006. But I do have a trailer for you. Now, YouTube has been messing with me with these trailers, even with no sound. So I'm going to not make the trailer big. I'm going to make it small because they've been harassing me about it. What the fuck, right? I'm not saying these movies are mine. Hello, Ericode. How are you? Nuclear Vamp. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. Actually, good evening. Good evening. I need to get a Transylvanian accent. But we are going to show you the Toxic Avenger. Nope, we don't want it that way. We got to make it smaller. Sorry. We got to make it smaller because YouTube is fucking with me. It won't allow me to play these on big screen without messing with me. Again, and we can't have volume on it either. But it is what it is. I might have an issue on Wi-Fi. It keeps going down for me. My stream health is fine according to the stream health. I'm not having any issues. Let's double check. Stream health? Stream health is excellent. Oh, it's not you, it's me? Oh, okay. I am doing well, Mr. Error Code. And Mr. Cootie, that sucks. I hate having Wi-Fi issues. You're okay figuring the YouTubes out? Yes, YouTube has a dark mode. Yes, and I suggest you utilize it. I hate anything light mode. The audio stream bitrate is lower than recommended. Audio stream bit should be 128. Interesting. I may have to fix that the next time around. But here is the trailer for the original Toxic Avenger. Again, it is a trauma presentation. Trauma is an independent. This is Melvin. That's Melvin. Obviously, he's the geeky one. He gets picked on. You know, girls really don't want him, so they fuck around with him. He's like the Carrie male version. Obviously, gets dumped into some toxic shit. Turns into this mutant creature. All practical effects. Practical effects here. And this is from the 80s. Majority of it filmed on set as well. So, but it's low budget. They are fun. They are really fun. And you will notice some young celebrities in some of these trauma films as well. You're on PC's Wi-Fi while Xbox is wired. Oh, because you wanted faster. I don't blame you. You want to have faster speeds on your Xbox. That's why you're doing most of your multiplayer, right? My Xbox is hardwired as well. So is my PC. Because Wi-Fi is so unstable. But yes. Toxic Avenger. This is getting a reboot with Peter Dinklage. Now, we don't know. I think Peter Dinklage would be too short to play the Toxic Avenger. But, who knows? Strange shit happens. He may be the Toxic Avenger. We don't know who he's going to play yet, and we won't know until later on. But I will definitely get you that information for you as we go forward in our new nightmares. That is something that I've been keeping an eye on for us to view. Regal trauma is very low budget. These are all independent films, so they're not backed by Paramount Pictures. These are Kaufman and Hertz created trauma out of their own pockets. So a lot of these films that they created are from their own money, right? And funding before they had the internet. These were made back in the 1970s, right? Before internet, before crowdsourcing, before Kickstarter programs. There was them, their pockets, their money, and maybe some friends and family who may have wanted to help. Some of the films you have volunteers in, where they didn't get paid until the movie made money. There is one film that I was watching, and I believe it was Poltergeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, where they made no money. And they backed it on their own. Kaufman and his wife backed the movie on their own, and they didn't make anything on it until obviously well afterwards, because all these films usually get a cult following. But if you're interested in anything trauma, you can go to Trauma. Actually, Google Trauma or go to traumadirect.com. They have a website that you can buy trauma stuff from. They also have Trauma Now, which is a streaming service like Netflix, but doesn't have an app yet, and it's like $5 a month. Yeah, he might be maybe your brother. Hi, Faceless. How are you? How are you doing today? Welcome to New Nightmares. Now I've got some interesting stuff for you. I've got another trailer for you to watch. Obviously no sound. I'm going to talk about it because it is a very highly controversial film, and it really is. This film is getting a 4K uncut, uncensored version. Now, I need it because it's uncut, uncensored, and it's in 4K. I will probably watch it one more time, but this film is called A Siberian Film. Yes. A Siberian Film. This is a very disturbing film. It's a shockumentary, but not really a documentary, but it's a shocking film. It's made to make you feel gross, shocked, surprised, angered, all of those in there. If you haven't seen this film, I don't recommend it for everybody. I don't recommend it for everybody because this film has some really sensitive topics, some very graphic visualizations. So if you are easily offended by films such as Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, I Spit on Your Grave, The Last House on the Left, if you are offended by any of those films, do not watch this one. Right, Regal? Trauma needs to sponsor me. But let's get into our Siberian Film. I'm going to tell you, this is a trailer. Obviously, you can see it here on YouTube. This is an edited trailer. There is an unedited trailer, but I'm not showing that on my channel. But I will go over the details of what is going to be in this remastered 4K, uncensored, uncut film. And this is banned in a few countries. And in my country, I could not get this film. Batty and Dillinger Banks sent me a copy of this film because it was I couldn't get it for less than $100. Less than $100 in my country. And it was imported. They bought it in the United States and sent it to me. I feel bad for the editors who had to watch it to revamp it. You know what? I didn't mind the film. I like disturbing and gore. Right? It's one of my favorite genres is disturbing and gore. This is in it, the disturbing and gore. Again, no volume due to YouTube. But here we go. And this is, like I said, the edited trailer. If you are interested in this film, if you're interested in the unedited trailer, you can go and Google it. But I will not have that on my channel. Yeah, see, but this is what I like. I like disturbing and gore. I do. It's disturbing because it's like, holy shit, can this really happen? The details for this film is the film shines on a beautiful Blu-ray and DVD with English subtitles. This is not in English, okay? So it will have English subtitles. It's the first time the film has been released from the 4K masters. It's the first time. The Blu-ray will have also features, DVD and Blu-ray will have special features, including the commentary with, I can't pronounce their names, the the commentary with the actors and actresses, commentary with the directors, commentary with Joe Lynch, Adam Green of the movie Crypt, a Q&A with the actors and directors, a Q&A from Brussels International Fantastic Film Festival, a Siberian film exhibition, a Siberian film documentary preview, a behind the scenes, and a photo gallery. Now, again, this film is highly controversial, very intense. It touches on very, very taboo grossness. If you were offended by any scenes in I Spit on Your Grave, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, anything like that, this film is definitely not for you. Definitely not for you. It, like Regal said, it's a very intense film. Now, in my country and in many countries, this film was banned. Trying to obtain this film on a DVD or Blu-ray was almost impossible unless I wanted to pay over $100 Canadian for this film. Again, it is very shocking. It is disturbing. This will go on your list as probably one of the most disturbing films you'll probably ever see. That's what I think. I've seen it. Will I watch it again if I get this Blu-ray remastered version? Yes, because I want to see behind the scenes. I like documentaries on these films. I like to know how they created these scenes. A lot of this was the practical effects and CGI involved with it. So that will be coming. I have no information on when that is coming, but it will be coming, and I will let you know. Now, who here has seen the Siberian film? Anybody? I know in the United Kingdom, I believe it was banned in the United Kingdom. I don't even think it was released in the United Kingdom until much later, but I could be wrong on that one. I do know like films such as Evil Dead was also banned in the United Kingdom and only taken off the UK nasty list in the 90s. Hi, Canadian Simmer. How are you? How are you? You think you have? You would know if you did, Demonic. This is, like I said, this is a film. This will burn into your imagery. Like, this will burn into your eyes. I saw it. It wasn't that bad except for one bit. Yeah, Lucky Me, did you see the unedited version or the edited version? Because I have the unedited version. And holy shit. I've never seen the edited version. Well, I don't even know what's in the edited version, but the unedited version, yeah, there's a lot of shit. Like I was blown away, but I watch disturbing and gory films. Those are my favorite genre. So when I looked at it and I was like, oh, hot damn, I didn't find it as offending as many people online found the film. I thought it was well made. It had a good storyline. It kind of reminded me of things that would happen on the dark web. But a lot of people have found this film offending. And there are parts that you will never unsee. That's why if you think you've seen it, let's just say if you've seen it, you would notice the skull fucking that happened in it. And that's all I have to say because that part is pretty friggin' famous. That part of the film is towards the end of the film. But you cheer him on, like you're like, get him, that son of a bitch. You seen the unedited? Yeah. Dill and Batty got me the unedited version and sent it to me. This one is uncut though. I don't know the differences if this one on the Blu-ray is any more graphic than the unedited version because this is uncut. So I should watch the edited version so I can see the differences between the edited and the unedited. This is called A Siberian Film. A Siberian Film. Right, you weren't offended. I wasn't offended, but the majority of the internet was offended. You should see the reviews on this film. This Siberian film is considered a torture horror porn film. Okay, because of the storyline in it, and it has sex in it. Right, he's a porn star looking for work, out of work porn star, I should say. So, a Siberian film. You might find it online, and if you do find it online, it'll most likely be the edited version. But I don't really know. I haven't searched in a long time. I searched back in the day when this came out, and I couldn't get it in my country. I couldn't even get the edited version in my country, which sucked. Do not watch it at work. This is definitely a not safe for work movie. Can you imagine? Hey, Riggs, what are you watching over there? All right, now we're gonna. The movie is called A Siberian Film. Canadian simmer. You're in Canada, so you may have a hard time finding it. I had a hard time finding it. I wanted to buy it. I found it on Amazon, but they were selling it for like $100 Canadian. Yeah, it's a film that Canada really doesn't want in its country, because it is pretty disgusting. There's some scenes that are very disturbing. There's really one scene that is, for me, two scenes that were super fucking disturbing. And I'm sure Lucky Meat knows the two scenes that I'm thinking of. And I'm sure Regal knows the two scenes that I'm thinking of. They were highly disturbing. But we are going to roll on to our television section. Right, yeah, nothing. We're going to roll on to our television section, and we're going to talk about HBO. Yeah, have you heard of the horror anthology or the anthology series called Folklore? If you have yet to see it or hear about it, I have a trailer for you. I will tell you about it. But Folklore is actually getting a second installment. Yeah, you hide your phone at work, right? So I'm going to show you the trailer for Folklore. This is the first one. It is an anthology series. So usually what an anthology is each episode is different than the other. But sometimes they tie in, other times they don't tie in at all. Yeah, you know the two scenes that I'm talking about. Okay, so here is now, this is Folklore. This is Folklore 1. And the HBO Asia invites you to Folklore. Now they have orders for a second season. So the horror anthology series Folklore premiered almost 2 years ago on HBO. You can find it if you're in Canada. You can go to Crave TV and they have HBO, and I believe Amazon Prime has it as well. Now, 2 years ago, they came out with this one right here, and it's receiving a second season. According to Variety, who writes the Warner Media, has confirmed a 7-episode second season of HBO Asia original. Each installment will be directed by a local director from a different Asian territory. That's what's really cool about this, is you're getting 7 different stories from 7 different directors in different territories throughout Asia. Folklore 2 will feature a mix of established and up-and-coming authors, each with distinct sensibilities, including 2 female directors from the region and a non-return from the first season. The company explained that the new season would up the fear factor and examine the human condition when exposed to supernatural powers in a mind race against oneself. I would suggest watching Folklore, the first season, to see if you're into something like this. I myself enjoy anthologies, and I love international films, international television. So I love these. There's a couple on Netflix that are The Godam, which are anywhere from like 2 to I think 10 minutes tops of short horror anthologies. I believe it's from North Korea. There's actually several of them on Netflix that you can watch. One's from Vietnam, one's from Korea, Japan, and China. I think you've seen Canadian. I would definitely check it out. If you haven't checked it out and you like to sit through international films, you don't mind subtitles or dubbing, then I would definitely suggest to check it out. I myself don't mind dubbing as long as it's done decently. I really hate horribly dubbed films or even television series. It ruins it for me. I would rather have English subtitles and read over than listening to a poorly dubbed film. Now I have another cool thing. HBO. HBO is where the first season went, and the second season will be ordered for HBO. HBO Asia is really what it is, but if you have HBO, you should be able to get this on your HBO channels. I know here in Canada I can. I don't know about the United States, and I don't know about the United Kingdom. I've seen a few really bad dubbed movies. Yeah, we've all seen those pretty horrible dubbed ones. It's annoying. Not like the kung fu films back in the day. Those are cool. Those aren't annoying. It's all right, Reegs. Have a good day. Enjoy your lurk in the shadows. I personally enjoy old kung fu films. What I don't enjoy is the shitty dubbing in some of the newer movies, international films that they do. The voices don't match up with the character. Their accents don't match up with the character. If it's an Asian character, have somewhat similar kind of accent. Don't give me a fucking Texan, right? That throws it off for me because I'm hearing a Texan's voice accent, but it's in it's Korean. So it's like, what? Now, do you remember the television series from Nickelodeon called Are You Afraid of the Dark? I do. I used to watch that shit like it was going out of style. Are you, right? Nuclear, you remember that. Now, Are You Afraid of the Dark is going to be streaming on all CBS All Access. Now, I don't know if the United Kingdom gets anything like this. Here in Canada, you don't get CBS, but we might be able to get it someplace else or another streaming service of ours. And if I get tired, Reegs, to be honest with you, I'm wide awake. I've been wide awake since I've been wide awake. I'm not tired, like not even an inkling. Have a good day, Regal. There is a movie. But when this came out, this was an original TV series played on Nickelodeon. Are You Afraid of the Dark? And you can watch CBS All Access. You can binge watch the entire first 5 seasons of Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? That is really cool. The first 5 seasons. This is a spooky anthology series for kids, and it recounts ghost stories told by the young members of the Midnight Society as they gather around the campfire. I'm going to show you the trailer for it of the original Are You Afraid of the Dark intro. I've always loved the intro. And I'm glad I was able to find a clean version of the intro. Now, there is a new phenomenal Are You Afraid of the Dark miniseries, which was released last year with a second season for filming in 2021. Let's get rid of that ad. But that would be the opening for Are You Afraid of the Dark, if you remembered that show. There is a newer miniseries that came out, and we're going to have a newer miniseries in 2021. I will keep you guys updated on that. The newer version of Are You Afraid of the Dark isn't too bad. I still love the originals. I still watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original television series. It's friggin' awesome. And I get it on Amazon Prime. Now for some fun stuff. And when I say fun stuff, I mean Funko Pops, pins, coins, prints, posters, and more. Vice Press celebrates John Carpenter with The Fog, They Live, Escape from New York, Prints, Pins, and Coins. Yes, I am going to pull up their website. It's called vice-press.com. All of the links that I have spoke about today will be down below in the description, along with chapter settings as well. We'll have that. So then if you are missing something and you don't really want to go over the entire thing and you want to check out whatever I spoke about video games, you'll be able to do that in the chapters. This is what they're doing. You'll be able to get posters, enamel pins. They Live. One of my most favorites. They Live. Highly suggested if you've never seen it before. You can get the prints. They have coins. So here are the coins. Those are fucking awesome. Prince of Darkness, we spoke about that a couple of weeks ago on Coffee Chat of Horrors. Escape from New York, The Fog. These are classics. And if you haven't seen any of those, you guys really need to check them out. But these are their coins. They've got the posters. These are the enamel pins. Not bad for $35 for 4 enamel pins. They're pretty big. You know, probably decent size, regular size of enamel pin. And I think the coins, oh wow, they got the entire set of enamel pins. Escape from New York, They Live, The Fog, Prince of Darkness. Yep, I know where I'm going, broke. But those are really cool, and you can get the posters of them as well. They've got a lot of things here. And that is called vice-press.com if you're interested in checking them out at all or getting them for yourself. Oh, goodness gracious. Canadian Simmer, let me show you the ways, darling. Let me show you the ways. Anything John Carpenter. The Thing. They Live. I highly recommend They Live. I highly recommend The Fog. Escape from New York. One of my favorites, Kurt Russell obviously is in numerous Carpenter films, but one of my favorite films with Kurt Russell is Big Trouble in Little China. Not a horror film, but it's definitely a great film. The Fog, They Live, The Thing, numerous Barker film. There is numerous Carpenter films. I keep saying Barker, but Carpenter films, and those are just a few that you should watch. Escape from New York is not a horror film. It's more of an apocalyptic type of film. But The Fog and The Thing, and then They Live is a somewhat horror sci-fi film. I think you'd like them. They are from the 80s, but you can probably rent them on YouTube. You may be able to, I think you can find Escape from New York on Amazon Prime. Not 100% sure, but you might be able to. And Funko. Back to the Future, best movie ever. It's a good film, Back to the Future. Yeah, it's a great film. I grew up watching that. I seen it in the theaters. Ew, I seen it in the theaters. But I have some really cute Funko Pops. If you're a Funko Pop collector, I'm not a huge Funko Pop collector, but I do collect them. As you can tell, I collect them. I've got them up there as well. If they're horror related, I will collect them. When I get the time, I might check them out for sure. At the end of New Nightmares, I give you guys top picks of films that I think you should watch. A lot of them are underrated horror films. A lot of them, they're not mainstream horror, but you are able to find them online. I think they're films that everybody needs to see, and I have a whole bunch of really goodies for you at the end of New Nightmares. But we're going to talk about Funko's Junji Ito vinyl toy. Yes, this is the Funko Pop collection that is coming out. And it offers up some of the company's most nightmarish pops to date, which is these guys right here. They're awesome. Let me make this bit bigger for you. She's got a snail coming out of her mouth. These I'm going to try to get my hands on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but we'll see. But these are Funko Pops of Junji Ito, and that is Junjiito vinyl toys. Ignore the year, and you got a great movie. Oh yeah, you got to remember films made in the 80s, different type of look to them, right? But still definitely worthy of a watch. And our next pop vinyl is Stephen King. He's getting himself a black and white version. Now, there is a colored version of Stephen King, but this is Stephen King black and white pop vinyl from Funko. Now, the colored version is available right now for $15 American, but the black and white version is on pre-order, and they are super limited. You can get them on fye.com. That's FYE.com. I will put the links down below. Yeah, Nuclear. This you can pre-order it until they're very limited though. Very limited. So if you want to check it out, let me put the website in the chat if you're seriously wanting this. I like the black and white version. I think it's really cool. There is a colored version for $15, but the colored version isn't a limited series. This one is. So if you get this, you're going to have very limited. Pre-orders usually run out as well. But that's really cool. Isn't he cute? He's holding a book and he's got the It balloon. It's adorable. Adorable. And FYE is a really good site. I believe they deliver to the United Kingdom. Don't quote me on it. I know they deliver to Canada, but I don't know about the United Kingdom. You may want to check on that. Then another really cool thing that is coming out is Silent Night, Deadly Night collection from Fright Rags. Now, last New Nightmares, you heard me speak about Krampus. Krampus collection from Fright Rags. Well, during this time, we're also getting a Silent Night, Deadly Night collection, which includes a knit sweater, socks, and a beanie. You can get that at fright-rags.com. Again, the links will be down below. But if you've never seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, that is the name of it in Canada. If you have not seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, I highly suggest seeing it. It is a great horror Christmas movie. Again, it is a lower budget film from the 80s. It had huge controversy in the United States. And I believe if you check back in some of my very old Coffee Chat of Horrors going back into 2019 of December, you'll be able to catch a Coffee Chat of Horrors on Silent Night, Deadly Night, because in 2019, I did an entire month of December for horror, Christmas horror. I will be doing another YouTube video on my top picks for your horror holiday season. As far as horror movies go for me, I like blood, gore, and big boobies. Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't? If you like gore and, splatter and practical effects, check out Trauma. Have you seen any Trauma films, Faceless? Trauma gives you an array of gore, tits, and ass. Oh my God, you've never seen a Trauma film like The Toxic Avengers, Nukem High, Poltergeist, Chicken, The Night of the Chicken Dead, Bloodsucking Freaks. Bloodsucking Freaks is going back, I believe, 1972, 77, somewhere around there. If you have Shudder, SHUDDER, you'll be able to check it out on Shudder because they have Bloodsucking Freaks. Not Poltergeist, Poultrygeist. Poultrygeist. As poultry as in chicken. Poultrygeist, the Night of the Chicken Dead. It is one of my favorite Trauma films. I believe 2006 it was released. Trauma Industries started back in the 1970s with Uncle Lloyd Kaufman and Mr. Hertz. They are an independent filmmaker, meaning that they're not backed by big corporations in Hollywood, so they get to do whatever they want to do. So if they want to show you full frontal dong, they will. You want to see flopping boobs? You will. You want to see a penis fly off? You will. Trauma films, you definitely need to see it. And Faceless, since you missed the beginning part of New Nightmares, you'll be able to go back into the VOD and watch the reboot trailer. Actually, watch the trailer for the Toxic Avenger, which is getting rebooted. Don't know when, but it will be rebooted. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. You can go to Troma. Also, if you are liking Troma, you can rent a few of them here on YouTube, or you can go to Troma Now. Troma Now is a streaming service just like Netflix or Shudder, but it doesn't have an app. You can watch it on your computer. It's $4.99 a month, and you get all the Troma films, all of them. And there's a shit ton. And they're going back from the 70s to now, right? Definitely check them out if you haven't seen them. They're good. And now, for all of you gaming ghouls out there, we're going to head into our games. I've got a lot of information for you about games this week. Just one question. Am I going to get a boner watching them? You just might. Or they might haunt your boners. One or the other. Go in with very low expectation. These are low-budget films. Tromas are low-budget films. Some of them have a musical aspect to them, like Poultrygeist, Chicken of the Dead, Night of the Chicken Dead. Others do not have much of a musical to them. They are low budget, practical effects. Okay, that is the majority. I don't believe Troma uses any CGI whatsoever. And if you're interested in learning more about Troma, there is a 2-hour documentary on Amazon Prime called Welcome to Tromaville. And I highly suggest watching it if you're interested in Troma. There's also a Coffee Chat of Horrors that I did earlier this year that brought in Troma. And then next year in 2021, I'm hoping in February, I'm going to be bringing you a lineup of Troma information for Coffee Chat of Horrors. I'm trying to line some stuff up with some special guests in the Tromaville universe and keep my fingers crossed that I can get it. But yeah. We'll have a 2021 version of Troma. I think it's going to be a full month-long Coffee Chat of Horrors of Troma-verse. I love Troma. It's really fun. Great practical effects. But remember, go in with very little expectations. Because if you go in thinking that this is going to be like Marvel's Avengers or anything like that, nope. Okay. Now, we're going to head into our gaming section. Now, I've got a lot of games for you. A lot of horror games are coming. I'm super excited because some of these horror games are coming out in 2021, which is right around the corner. The first game that I want to tell you guys about, we're going to watch a trailer to, is called the Cultist Simulator. No, not a stimulator. Simulator. Cultist Simulator Initiate Edition. It heads to Nintendo Switch this February. I found where I can watch May. Finally, I'm super excited. Yes, where can you watch it, Demonic? May is a great film. Patchworks is another really good film. I love that one. One of my cosplays is based off of Patchworks. I might be doing another Patchwork cosplay. But Nintendo Switch, this February, you're getting the game called Cultist Simulator. In case you've never heard of Cultist or seen about Cultist, Cultist Simulator is a game that features a 1920s theme setting which sees you not only becoming the head of a cult, but also has you conducting rituals and summoning spirits, indoctrinating innocents into your fold, and ultimately choosing between sane and insane victory conditions. We're going to watch a trailer for it as well. 123 Movies. I'm going to have to check that out. See if I can get it here. Yeah, it's a good website. I'm going to have to, so we can get it here in Canada, hey? I'm going to have to check it out. This here is, we'll have some sound. I don't know if you guys are going, hi, Foos. We'll have some sound. I'm going to play it low at first because I don't want to blow your eardrums out. But if you need me to heighten it, I can do so. I can make it louder. But this is the Cultist Simulator for Nintendo Switch. Miss Fusa is here to say hello. This game will be out in February 2nd to be exact. It'll be $20 American, and you can also grab the game and its DLCs on Steam and on Google. Oh, hi, McDonald's. But that is Cultist. There wasn't really much of a huge trailer for it. There wasn't much of gameplay for it, but you get to be in a cult. You get to be the head of a cult. You get to conduct rituals, summoning spirits, and bringing in innocence into your fold. I don't think you can go wrong with it. And it's for the Nintendo Switch. That'll be coming out. Yes, Miss Fusa is here. As you can tell. It's how I watched the movie Dillinger talked about on the horror panel. Terrifier is fucking amazing. So Demonic Queen, if you can ever get your hands on a subscription to Shudder, SHUDDER, it is a great horror streaming site. It's legal. You can get it for Xbox. You can get it on your TV, your Fire Stick, all of that stuff. It's great for $5 a month. And it's got nice curated films. Some of these films I can guarantee you've never heard of. They've got exclusives. They have television shows like what are you doing? Wolf Creek. They have the television series Wolf Creek, which is an exclusive to Shudder. They've got tons of shit. They got a lot of Dario Argento films, which is one of my favorites. Tenebrae is on there. There's so many Argento films. I would definitely suggest it. But yes, Fusa is here. Every time I sit at my desk, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, recording, live streaming, research. This is where she sits. Yes. Now, we've got a little information for you. Game Pass. Now, this is a rumor, but Xbox kind of confirmed it, but it's not really confirmed. You know the game Control? I've spoken about it a couple of times. So, on Twitter, Xbox Game Pass created a tweet. So, as I was saying, Control may be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now, it is a female lead in this game. And the tweet that Xbox Game Pass posted on November 29th states, honestly, we have no idea what GIF or sinister red light Melissa is referring to. Now, if you've never played Control, you wouldn't know where that quote comes from. But the quote comes from the sinister red light referred to in the email more likely is talking about the traffic light flashing red, which is an integral part of Control's story. No word on just when Control will be available, but you can pretty much expect it in December. We've got a trailer for you that I am going to show you. And this game will be coming into the stream as well.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual.
Game Pass is awesome. If it comes to Game Pass, which I think it is because Xbox Game Pass tweeted a mysterious message on the 29th. If you go to Xbox Game Pass on Twitter, you can actually see their tweet. So I think they're saying that it's coming without actually confirming it. Yeah. I have the game. I have yet to play it, but let's take a look at this. I believe this is the gameplay. This is actual gameplay. Oh, well, that was it of the actual gameplay. But if you have Game Pass, you will be able to play it. I don't know when. I'm going to assume sometime in December, but don't really know. Not 100% sure. But definitely keep your eyes out for Game Pass. If you have no other reason to get Game Pass and you want to play this game, then I highly suggest getting it. And I know Game Pass was on sale on their Black Friday sales, but I'm not sure if it still is. Now, the next game that's coming to Nintendo Switch is Doom Eternal. So if you have a Nintendo Switch and you want to play Doom, you will be able to get it after waiting months, literally months to get this game on the Switch. The game is now just a digital download. Bethesda and ID Software have announced that Doom Eternal will be headed to the Nintendo Switch on December 8th via the Nintendo eShop. So you'll be able to check that out if you are a player of Nintendo Switch. Now I got another really cool survival game, horror survival game. It's Japanese. And the Japanese survival horror game is called Yuoni, Yuoni, and is a deadly game of hide and seek. So time to dive into more Japanese survival horror with the publisher Chorus Worldwide and developer Tricore. The teams have announced their new game, Yoni, for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. The title is expected to hit 2021, in the spring of 2021. Not really sure, spring could be March, April, May, but you can bet your sweet ass I will be playing this in stream. This is called Yuoni, and I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Definitely creepy atmosphere to it. Looks like it could have plenty of jump scares. I'm getting Those Who Remain type of vibe. Remember the mother? This game is a Japanese survival horror game called Yuoni, Yuoni. It's not released until sometime in the spring of 2021, and it'll be on all consoles except for the Nintendo Switch. It's a deadly game of hide and seek. And if Japanese horror games are anything like their movie counterpart, it's gonna be good. Probably some pretty good jump scares in here. Creepy kid. There you go, Yoni. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But that'll be in 2021, the springtime. You'll know when it's released because I will be speaking about it. This will not be the last time on New Nightmares that you will hear about this game. I will be keeping you informed with updated gameplays and trailers and an actual release date. And you will also see it in my stream over on Twitch. Now, I've got another game for you if you are into VR. Like I said, it's a horror game spectacular going on over here. I have been looking at different games that are coming out, and there are a shit ton of horror games coming out. And if you've got VR, then this game might be for you. You get to play as a wheelchair-bound mannequin in an upcoming VR horror title called Awake In. AWAKE In, as in like an inn, INN. This is the trailer announcement for it, and it is a VR horror. There we go. It's Polish developers, VR Brothers, have quite the premise with their upcoming title, Awake In. And yes, the wordplay is intentional. It's kind of cool. VR, I would love to get VR. You'll be able to wishlist this game on Steam right now, which will support Valve Index, HTC Vive, Cosmos, Oculus Rift, and Windows MR. Expect this game, Awake In Q1 of 2021.
I have decided to use it to feed inanimate matter in order to free people forever from the need for tiring physical work and to allow them to develop their potential unhindered. But not every experiment is successful. That's why I need your help.
Yeah, I think anything in VR would be quite scary. Since I don't get scared easily in games, I think VR would make me scream like a little bitch every time I played. And that's what makes me want to get VR. But I don't know what is good in VR, right? My new computer should be VR capable. Should be. But yeah, that is that'll be coming out in the first quarter of 2021. There's also another new sci-fi horror game called CryoSpace. And CryoSpace isn't announced to be released until 2022. But we've got somewhat of a trailer for you here. Yeah, right, Nuclear? I love being scared, right? We know this. And when I play games that are scary games, the majority of the time, I don't get scared as much as some others. No Name, serial killer Dillinger Banks. I love watching them play games because they jump, they get scared. It's awesome. I wish I could get as scared as they do. Only a couple games have done it to me. That Five Nights at Freddy's and Resident Evil 7. There were some parts in other games that got me, but nothing as crazy as Five Nights at Freddy's and Resident Evil 7 did. But could you imagine that shit in VR? Oh my God, my heart would be pounding. I think I'm addicted to adrenaline. I think that's what it is. But we're going to show you a new sci-fi horror game that will be released in 2022. It's cool. It looks really cool. And we're going to watch it here, and I will keep you informed about this. So basically, you'll be sending off whatever it is lurking on the station, with your maintenance tools. Luckily for you, there will be other survivors you can track. You can track them down and team up with them to battle zombie aliens. Zombie aliens. You just have to stay alive and gotta keep them alive. That will be involving creating makeshift colony of survivors in almost a derelict space station, as you can see here, supplying them with food, oxygen, and weapons. The zombie aliens. Yep, CryoSpace. It's 2022 is what we're looking at. 2022 is what we're looking at for this game. So I will definitely be keeping you up to date as we get new information for these said games. For anything coming out in 2021 and 2022, you'll be able to find out the information right here live on New Nightmares. I definitely do Demonic. That's going to be something that I'm going to save up for. Hopefully tomorrow my GPU will be in, and then I can fully build the computer. And then I can play on it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. I have so many computer games. Song of Horror, Visceral Cleanup, Autopsy, Mortician. So many fucking games Visage, yes. Visage would be awesome in VR. I need to play Visage on Xbox or on PC again. I haven't played. I had to stop playing it because Visage broke for me. We were on Mixer, and I got the early edition, the early access. And when we were playing it, the game broke. I couldn't go any further. So with this new update and the release of the early access into full access, I may be able just to play the game. So if the new computer comes in and we get it built and the GPU is here, that game is coming into stream. I am so fucking pumped, Demonic. So pumped, and I'm so very thankful to everybody who helped me obtain it. I'm super excited. I'm actually going to be writing everybody's name that helped me attain it on the actual case. I will be doing this artsy, crafty, thing where I have everybody who donated towards the computer, whether they bought Streamloot chests to help me obtain it or they actually physically donated. Now for the best part of the show, my top horror picks. This list is coming to you from the 2000s. This is Ra's horror movies that you must see from 2000 era. So we're going to start off with a film called Skinned Deep. Now, the trailer is English. I'm going to show you the trailer so you guys can get to see it. You can try to find it. You will probably be able to find this on numerous streaming services. But this one here, I'll show you what it is. Good film. Good film. All of these that I'm going to show you were made and released in the 2000 era.
The special effects creator of Leprechaun, Gabe Bartolos, comes a new icon of terror. They came to the country for peace and quiet.
My family and I were out on a little vacation, and one of
kind of has those hills have eyes vibe.
My house is right across the street.
You people are really so nice out here.
But in this town,
Chainsaw
nothing
Massacre
is what it seems. And secrets can kill. Look into the face of evil and pray for your soul.
Don't go into these with high expectations, guys. If you go into it with a AAA frame of mind, you're going to be disappointed. Yeah, you did. A little of,
Featuring the music
Thunderdome.
of Captain Sensible from the hit TV show The Young Ones. Introducing the Surgeon General, Octobaby, The Brain, and featuring the star of Harry Potter and Willow, Warwick Davis as Plates. Meet the Surgeon General. Skin deep. Obey your fears.
Yeah, definitely a good film to check out. Skinned Deep. It has a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and what's the one with the Thunderdome? I can't think of it at the moment, but it's a little bit of mixture of everything. It isn't a high budget film, so go in with medium expectations, maybe even low expectations, maybe no expectations, and you won't be disappointed. I know some of the films that I recommend are a little strange, but I think they're good. They bring something that other films miss. And I think it's just because of the low budget or the lack of CGI that makes them really good. Well, for me at least. So I do warn you guys. I learned my lesson in warning you guys about this shit ahead of time. No expectations or very low expectations. Another one of the films that I'm going to highly suggest that you watch is Canadian made, female lead, werewolf film. It's called Ginger Snaps. Now, Ginger Snaps is a trilogy. And the first one for me is by far my favorite. And we're going to show you a trailer for Ginger Snaps. If you love werewolf films, it's going to be up your alley. One of my, again, recommended films that you must see. And unfortunately, we've been playing the sound, so I'm going to get hit with shit. So I'm going to not play the sound on this one. But it is a Canadian-made film. 2 young girls, high school students. Not the most popular of girls, as you can see. Canadian Simmer, have you seen this one, if you're still here? This was filmed in Canada, created by Canadians, and female leads. You may have seen it. This is from the 2000 era. You may have seen Ginger Snaps. I seen this on opening night in theaters. That chick right there also plays in Freddy vs. Jason. I believe her boyfriend is the one that gets scrunched up in the bed in Freddy vs. Jason. Yes, Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps has a trilogy. There's 3 of them in the series. The first one is by far my favorite, but they're definitely, I suggest watching all 3 of them. What did you think of the film, Nuclear? Did you enjoy it? There's not many female lead werewolf films. There isn't. So that's what makes this movie so friggin' awesome for me, is that it's female lead. We have like the Howling, but the lead wasn't female. There was a assistant lead. Then we have Wolf, which is male lead. Then we have the Howling. Well, yeah, I mean, American Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in Paris. So it's nice to see a female-led fucking werewolf film. You watched it with your mates. It's all right. Not a 10 out of 10. But yeah, it's a good film. I like it. I enjoyed it. But have you seen the rest of the series? Another one of the films that I'm going to suggest you see from the era of 2000 is American Psycho. But then I'm not into werewolf films. Yeah, see, I like monsters. I like werewolves, vampires, ghosts, mummies, and shit like that. Werewolf films are one of my favorites. If they're made good, I enjoy them. Dog Soldiers is a good werewolf film if you haven't seen it. You've seen all 3? Yeah, the first by far is the best. I will agree with you, Nuclear. It is the best by far. This one here is American Psycho. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to play with the volume because one of my favorites.
Do you know what Ed
I
Gein
love
said about women?
this man.
He said, when
Not
I see
that
a pretty
one.
girl walking
Him.
down the street, I think 2 things. One part of me wants to take her out, talk to her,
To me,
be real
he's
nice,
a little
and
off
sweet,
in
and
real
treat her
life.
right.
And what the other part of him think?
This is a fan-made trailer, by the way.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm
He
utterly
does
insane?
so
Really
good in this
impressive.
film.
Another martini, Paul. I know my behavior can be erratic sometimes.
What are you so fucking zany about?
I'm just a happy camper, rocking and a rolling.
If you don't shut your fucking mouth, I will kill you.
You're inhuman.
No, I'm in touch with you, man.
This isn't an official trailer, by the way. You got Leto in there.
Just have to kill a lot of people!
So what do you do?
If you haven't seen this film, Kristen Bale,
Mostly.
Do you like it?
if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest it. It's one of my favorites. Obviously, it's not coming soon, but it is definitely one of my favorite films. In real life, he's a little off, I think. He was an okay Batman, but I really like him in roles like this. I enjoy him in roles like this because I think it comes natural to him. He plays a really, really good psycho. Also another film that you should watch if you've never seen it is American Mary. Has anybody seen that one? I believe American Mary is on Tubi TV. And if you have not seen it, it is another female lead. The chainsaw scene really made you believe he was nuts. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. The Soska sisters have created American Mary, which came out in 2012. You were a bit younger when American Mary came out? Yeah. American Mary is one of the films that I would definitely recommend checking out. It is on Tubi TV in Canada if you are interested in watching it. It's a great film. Great fucking film. Sorry, Foo.
I quit med school today. That shouldn't come as a surprise to you. I'm changing specialties, Dr. Grant. Have you ever heard of body modification?
Wie Dr. Mengele heute Abend.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out. It is a really good film. Gory, bloody, body modification heavy. Yes, Nuclear. It's created by the Soska sisters, if I remember correctly. She is a great actress. She is. Another really good film. It's an older film, obviously from 2000, and it has Michelle Pfeiffer in this film, and I really enjoy it. Let me see if I can get a trailer for you. Now, it's called What Lies Beneath. Sorry, I am here. I was just doing stuff. No worries at all. Have you seen American Mary? You haven't seen Ginger Snaps, so Canadian Simmer, I highly suggest checking out Ginger Snaps. I believe Ginger Snaps is on Amazon Prime Canada if you have it. But, good film, Canadian made. And here is What Lies Beneath. Has anybody seen this movie? Michelle Pfeiffer is in it. One of my favorites.
She's awake.
We'll be quick and quiet.
I don't want to be either.
I'll miss you so
I
much.
suggested. I think you'll like it.
All the time? Did a great job. She's a good kid.
We did. What are they doing next door?
I guess the neighbors are making up.
Leave it open.
Think we can take them?
It's worth a try.
just as...
Yeah, you were youngin'. I've seen it in the movie theater.
I heard noises.
What kind of noises? Where?
But at the house, I was scared.
Claire's hearing things. What are you hearing?
Voices, whispering, a picture fell. Missing girl. Do you remember this?
No.
I stopped at this cafe to get a coffee.
Same here, Nuclear. Same here. It is a good film.
Look at this. Doesn't that look
Be surprised
exactly
at
like
how
a
many
face?
people
And there's
haven't
a
seen
hand,
it.
see?
Someone who's very close to me seems to be in contact with some kind of entity or spirit.
There's a ghost in my house.
Any idea what she wants?
She said... Did you know her?
It is Wyoming. It is. This is one of my Roz horror movie picks from 2000.
Go on. It's not too late.
You had an affair with a girl who killed herself, and now she's trying to hurt you.
Oh, Audition is really good. Japanese horror, it is. Japanese horror is always great, so lucky me. I should have added that one to my list. Son of a bitch. Check out Audition. Same. I can get tattoos and piercings. I can't get blood work done or injection. I freak out. Nice, Nuclear.
I think she's starting to suspect something. Your wife.
Yeah, I love it. Michelle Pfeiffer is awesome in this film. Same thing with Harrison. I definitely suggest it. Audition is a really good one. So let me see if I can find it. I'm adding this to my list because I completely forgot about it. Wait, when was Audition made? Shit, Audition was made in 1999, wasn't it? Can't add it to my 2000 list, but I tell you to go and watch it. I think I'll add it to my next New Nightmares list. I watched this by myself in 6th grade, and my mom snuck around in the dark and scared the hell out of me during this film. Oh my goodness, Wyoming. There's one of the Saw films, don't remember which one, when a woman has to dive into the... Oh my God. That one's horrible. Well, it was released in my country in 1999. I'm looking at it here. Actually, the Japanese version is 1999, but was released in other countries in 2000, so we're going to add it to our list. Because why not? It was released in other countries in 2000. You skipped the Saw movie? I like Saw. It's definitely cool. Okay, so this is Audition. This is, I know, is on Shudder because I've watched it a few times. Highly suggest it. So does Lucky Meat. It is a great movie regardless. Definitely.
オーディションやろう。息子に言われたんです。最近勝負遅れてるんで再婚でもしたらって。あさみ。本当にオーディションするのか。何もお前の再婚相手を探すためだけにオーディションするわけじゃないよ。
山崎あさみです。
俺はもう決めた。
なんだあの馬を見たのかあの女の体に触ったのか
私だけを愛してくれなきゃ嫌よ。この人はいけません。言葉なんか嘘だけど痛みだけは信じれるのよ。あなたは私の全部にはなってくれないのね。
I don't even like acupuncture.
足がなければどこにも行けないでしょ。痛い？
definitely a good watch. If you have not seen it, I, again, with Lucky Meat, recommend you actually checking it out. There will be subtitles. There will be subtitles because it is a Japanese made. It is definitely creepy as fuck. It definitely is. Hello, horror nerd. How are you? Nuclear, have you seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose? That's a really good one. Audition is definitely creepy. It really is. And it's got some pretty graphic scenes in it. I don't mind tats, piercings, or medical needles, but I can't handle vaccines, blood taking, acupuncture. I can get tattooed and I can get pierced. That's not a problem. Everything else, for some reason, I can't. I get very dizzy and nauseous. Now, another film that we're going to go and watch that I highly recommend is REC, R-E-C, from 2007. I did a horror tip of the day on this film, and it is in my list of movies for you to watch that was released in the 2000s. The Japanese, oh God, do they ever. They make really great films. Anything international is awesome. You've got Framed. I highly recommend going to Vimeo and watching the film Framed. It is Spanish, subtitles. Awesome fucking film. It will quench your thirst for gore and blood. It's a really good film. That was released in 2019, actually 2017 through festivals, but on Vimeo, I believe 2019. Because it's got Jennifer Carpenter in it. Nice. Yes, I like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This one here is REC, R-E-C, from 2007. Again, we did a horror tip on this one. Quarantine came out afterward. So this game inspired Outlast. Heavily inspired Outlast. If this looks familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen a North American movie called Quarantine. This is way better. This is the original. This movie inspired Outlast because of its religious views as well, and searching through hospitals and searching for people and survivors. Quarantine was technically the remake after this. This was released before, but it wasn't released in the United States until later on. I believe Quarantine was already out in the U.S. when this was released in the United States. But I could be wrong on that. I own both versions. I own REC and I own Quarantine. Don't get me wrong, Quarantine is a good film. It is a good film, but I prefer REC over Quarantine. And the last one that I have for you today is called Splinter. I don't know if many of you have heard of Splinter. It is definitely I'm just going to show it to you. There we go. This one was done in 2008.
I think I'm gonna like camping. She looks not right.
Well, what do you want to do?
Turn it off. Get in the car. Pull over.
Hello? Hello?
great film, right? Nuclear. Again, it's not a film that a lot of people have heard of.
Get inside!
What was that?
Move away from the glass. It tracks us somehow.
We gotta get out of this gas station.
Wait. Stopped. I think it's gone.
Drop the gun. You're under arrest. Get in your car. There's something out there.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Watch the Splinter. Don't want to stick you.
Exactly, Wyoming, and that's why my top picks are always underrated films, or try to be underrated films that I think people didn't see.
You okay?
Splinter is a really good film that I can guarantee the majority of you probably haven't seen. So every time I do a new Nightmares, I try to end with my top picks of whatever. Maybe it's my top picks of underrated slashers or my top picks of Frankenstein monster movies. This one is my top picks for the 2000 era. Obviously, I could have run with numerous films like Scream, so forth and so on. But I rather showcase you guys movies that maybe you haven't seen, or maybe you weren't born when they were released. The Armpit. Oh, yes. Definitely check out Splinter, guys, if you haven't seen it. Nuclear even recommends it. Hello, Bella Rose. How are you? You were just catching us at the end of our show, but no worries. This will be up here for VOD. You'll be able to go through it. You'll be able to take a look at what we spoke about. A recap of what, it's a solid 9 out of 10. Right, Nuclear? Right? It's definitely a good film. I suggest it. Nuclear Vamp suggests it. So definitely go and watch it. A quick recap of what we spoke about. We spoke about Clive Barker regaining his rights to the Hellraiser and to the Hellbound Heart. We also spoke about Peter Dinklage starring in a trauma reboot of The Toxic Avenger, as well as a Serbian film getting a 4K release, uncut, uncensored version with commentary. We spoke about Folklore 2, Season 2 coming. We also discussed the spooky anthology of Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? And a few of the fun things like The Fog, They Live, Escape from New York, Pins, Coins, and Collectibles. We've also spoke about Funko Pop's newest horror collections and the black and white Stephen King, which is on for pre-order right meow. We've also spoke about a couple of really cool horror games that are coming. Games like the Cultist Simulator, Doom Eternal for Switch, Control for Game Pass, Japanese horror survival Yoni, and the horror VR title Awake In. And we talked about CryoSpace. So if you're interested in catching any of these, in about 30 minutes or so, there will be a chapter section down below in the description, so you can just click on the chapters that you want to check out. At the end of my YouTube New Nightmares, I give you my top picks of whatever I'm doing that week. So this week's is top picks of 2000 films, films that you may or may not have seen. So if you're interested in that, you can do that. We are live tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Hump Day, over on twitch.tv/reanimate her. And I think we might be checking out Valhalla. We might check out Valhalla. I haven't quite decided yet. Man, Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps were my favorite when I was a kid. Same. I'm going to check out. Thank you for the suggestions in the show. Of course. Thank you for hanging out with us, Wyoming. I really do appreciate it. I'm really enjoying doing New Nightmares here. It's a nice short stream full of information, and it's something that I noticed is not being done on YouTube. I wanted to keep it separate from Twitch. But I noticed it's something that's not being done directly on YouTube. They do have like This Week in Horror, but it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. These are about an hour and a half with discussion. Yeah, I'm excited to play it as well. So thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me. If you want to check out my other social media, you definitely can. I'm on Instagram @reanimateher. and on Twitch as Reanimate Her, and on Twitter as Reanimate Her, but with an underscore after the R. Thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. I love your guts. Have a great day. And I will slash you all later. If you do decide to watch any of the films that I suggested, please let me know, whether in Twitch or down below in the comments. I will have all the information that we spoke about today, all the links down below as well. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.